Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with an Ace of Swords. You're someone with a great idea. You have kind of what I would call like a beautiful mind, you know. I think that you have just this awareness, you know. There's a clarity about you right now where it sort of feels like you're not trying to really ask a lot of questions. You're just sort of, you're doing what needs to be done, right? We're not searching for answers, you know. This card is about a sort of enlightening of the mind. It is the revelation of the answer, I think, to the question that maybe we don't even know we're asking, right? I feel like you're somebody with a lot of ideas. I feel like you're somebody that has a lot of plans. You're very creative, very sensitive. You have this vivid imagination. I feel like this is something that's sticking out for you. This is something that's going to be like a needle in a haystack. That's going to just be light bulb sort of on top of the head, you know. It's going to be an aha moment that suddenly you discover something that you didn't even know you were looking for. Whether it's a new path, whether this is the answer to a question or something that you see or hear that just makes everything else click. You know? It's a very intense spiritual download. Okay? This is your spiritual antenna. I think you're tremendously connected with spirit. I'm not sure that you even know that, you know? I don't get the feeling that you're out here doing tarot readings or divinations or trying to sort of establish contact. I just feel like it's going to hit you like a bolt of lightning. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Tower card come out today. Yeah. But Spirit has got plans for you. I feel like you have a very specific purpose. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. What other cards do we have? There's the Sun card. There's that enlightening, right? And I think maybe this is the revelation about what your path in life really needs to be, what your mission is, what you are meant to do. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got, interesting, we've got a Knight of Swords. See, the Queen is looking at the past, the Knight is looking at the future, and, well, together I think they're coming up with something very clever, right? There's the Eight of Cups into a Seven of Pentacles. That makes sense. It's also challenging, right? To go from that Eight of Cups and then into a Seven of Pentacles is kind of saying, I know I can't stay here, but moving forward, I don't really see what's going on. I don't really see the point. I don't really see the advantage. You know, it could be the idea of why would you leave something that's sort of stable? When we look at the Eight of Cups, at least, it looks like the cups are half empty, right? It looks like they're sort of draining out, that the cups are cracked and it's leaking. It's almost saying like a leaky cup is better than no cup at all, right? Kind of like a broken clock is right twice a day still, you know. So it doesn't mean that we should stay here. Okay, I feel that there's probably a growing sense of, well, I don't know, maybe a dissatisfaction, but a growing sense of I got to get out of here, right? Maybe a growing anxiety even going on, okay? Even though the future position seems rather dim, well, of course, it's not going to be dim when this sun gets there, because the sun's going to shine its light on all this. You're going to be able to see what the blessings are. It's kind of like Spirit's asking you just to trust and move forward. Even though you're sort of looking, you're saying, no, I'm not going to go into that forest. That's scary. There's nothing I want in there. Once you get there, you'll realize that these are all fruit, okay? That these are all blessings here. And Spirit's kind of saying, just trust in this, trust. And that's going to be a difficult thing with that Ace of Swords. Trying to trust what Spirit is telling you and what this big aha moment, this big light bulb revelation is about your path. But then you're sort of looking forward and you see that Seven of Pentacles and it's like, I don't want to go that way. I don't know how I feel about it now. Once we start on that path of doubt, then I think we're in for some trouble, Let's keep going. Let's see what other cards we have. There's another a forward-looking card. We have a Knight of Swords and a Knight of Cups here. And we have the Chariot, very strong Cancer energy. Another Queen, more looking at the past, right? And we have a Seven of Cups at the end. No Tower card, at least not yet, but we are going to select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's going to go right here with our little sea turtle friend. I think it's a sea turtle. If you want to help me name the sea turtle, put something down in the comments. If you have a prediction for that card, put it down in the comments. I'm still thinking Tower, but we'll see. That card's going to tie everything together and give us the confirmation and the conclusion that we need at the end of the reading. All right, let's look around the room. We've got a couple of things only, a couple of major arcana only. We got the Sun card and the Chariot. Okay. And the Chariot is you in the environment pursuing this purpose. Now, the Sun is what's inside the Chariot. Okay? If the charioteer took all the armor off, it would be just a radiant sun underneath, right? Underneath all that armor. So this is about you having the devotion and the commitment and the steadfast perseverance to move forward with this idea, with this new plan, this new mission, this new purpose, no matter what, right? And we know, we can see it already, Seven of Cups. Right? It's going to be a little challenging. There's going to be some pitfalls. There's going to be some trials and tribulations. You have to be this chariot. You have to put this enlightenment. You have to put your spirit inside this chariot, and you're going. Okay? The armor here in this charioteer is helping you to resist the negative effects of some of these trials and tribulations, right? You got your armor on. You're protected against, like, getting splashed with mud. It doesn't really matter so much. You have this commitment and this loyalty to your path that is going to be able to resist any of the fluctuating emotions, any of the naysayers, any of the... because there are other people here, too. We've got quite a bit of the court cards, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards. So I feel this has a little bit to do with either family or friends. And it could be that you're taking your life into a new direction that is going to raise an eyebrow or two from family or friends. Okay? Especially when all we can really see is 7 and 7. Pentacles, cups. It sort of looks like... It looks like a swamp. It looks like I'm headed into disaster, right? But there's a confidence in you. There's a truth, there's a belief, there's a mission. It's kind of like saying, yeah, I know this is going to be hard. I know this is maybe going to feel worse before it feels better. But this is the only path I have. This is the only choice I can make. You know, you're not taking the easy road, Scorpio. You're not taking the easy road. But that's okay, because I think the greater the trials, the greater the triumph. We don't have any fire right now. We've got water, 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 a lot of water. A lot of sort of dealing with the emotions and the intensity and your creativity, your imagination, because again, like I feel that you're a very creative person. You have a lot of good ideas. You've got a lot of intensity. You've got a vivid imagination. And I can see that's, you know, very prominent in you right now. We've got a little bit of air. And I think the air is the simplest part of this. Right? The idea that, you know, you've been trying to maybe consciously figure out a plan going forward. I don't think you really have been trying. Like I said at the beginning, it feels like you've stopped asking questions. It's kind of funny because the Knight of Swords is the card that is looking at the future, trying to make a plan for the future. This card's in your past, right? So you were at one point trying to make plans for the future. I kind of feel like you maybe gave up. Like you just said, I don't know, I can't figure out what I want to do or what I'm supposed to do, so I just give up, I yield, right? And I think it's at that moment of surrender. It's that moment of just sort of, you know, giving up our conscious effort with this Knight of Swords effort to peer into the future and to figure out a plan and to use to sort of mentalize it or intellectualize it. The moment we release ourselves from that, Ace of Swords, sunlight, enlightenment, right? The sudden breakthrough of spiritual illumination, showing you the answer to the questions that you've stopped asking. It's almost like the answer's not going to come until you stop asking. You never have that happen where you're trying to figure something out, and it's only when you just say, screw it, I give up, right? And you go do some other stuff, then suddenly, that was the answer. You know, like a day later or whatever. It's kind of like that. But now we have this sense of purpose, this sense of truth, a mission. Okay? And I think that it has either already happened for you or it will happen very soon. This sort of sudden dawning of illumination. Okay? And I think what it's going to illuminate, well, it's going to illuminate a lot, but one of the primary things it's going to illuminate is your past. The Sun card is an energy that can see past, present, and future. It's clarity. It's enlightenment. You can see past lives. You can see future lives, right? One of the things you're looking at is your past. This is the Queen of Pentacles looking back at that long and winding road. All the choices you've ever made. It's sort of like your entire life flashes before your eyes, you know? It's like a sudden review of everything you've ever done, every decision you've ever made, every choice, good or bad, right or wrong, you know? Because all of those choices have led you to this very moment. But I think in your case, this is also you going back further than your own life, going back past lives. If you subscribe to that sort of thing, I feel that this is a very good time for you to explore past lives. Okay? I don't really do a lot of like past life readings. But I feel that a lot of your imagination, a lot of your water energy that we see here is an energy that's been with you for a long time, let's say. I think it is something that is carried over from lifetime to lifetime for you. And I think it is this sort of, almost feels like this dream that for lifetimes you've been trying to fulfill. Okay? Especially when we have, because we have another queen too, right? We have the Queen of Cups. Looking at your emotional past, looking at your practical earthly past and your emotional past, right? And we have the emotional future here with the Knight of Cups. So anyway, we got just these two sword cards. And then we've got our little bit of earth here. And it's kind of like the swords and the earth aren't even really that important. The physical details of what you're doing and the plan to get there aren't really, that's all stuff that can be figured out. And I think with the Ace of Swords moving forward, it's kind of saying that right now you're not being asked to develop the plan. It's not your job right now to try to see the future details. The details are dim, right? 7 of Pentacles, it's kind of dark. I'm squinting, I can't really see what's in here. It's okay, you're not meant to. What you're meant to do, I think, looking in the future, because this is your general energy right now, the Knight of Cups is looking at the future of the emotional life, the emotional details, the satisfaction, the fulfillment. The details kind of don't matter. I mean, they do, but you're being told not to worry about them now, because those answers will be revealed to you as you go. With the Sun card, though, being that clarity of past, present, and future, I don't think this means that you're able to see exactly what you're doing, the details. Like, you don't know what street you're going to be living on. Maybe you can't see the color of the house that you're going to have, But what you can see, past, present, and future, is you can see the emotional details of your life. Does that make sense? Because I don't think that your satisfaction in life, your emotional goals, right? Your ultimate satisfaction and fulfillment in life, I don't think it is contingent upon the specific details. I really like, a blue house or something. I won't be satisfied unless my house is blue with white trim or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it would look nice. I'm not sure. I don't feel that is really a big deal to you. That you could be anywhere doing anything, but as long as you felt that you were fulfilling your purpose, that there was a reason why you were there, that you were, that you were following your true path. That's the satisfying thing. Okay? And I think that's why we have all this water energy. Because I feel like this water energy is a carryover from some unfulfilled emotional desires, I guess, wishes, aspirations from lives past. So one thing this enlightenment is showing you is that 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups about how there's a reason why you feel the way you feel in life. And I feel like you've felt a certain way your entire life. Not a bad feeling, really. But there's almost this feeling that, there's a feeling that something's lost, or a feeling that there's something that's like, maybe not lost, but like hidden. Because there's this little bit of anxiety, or this little bit of like, I'm supposed to do something, but I forgot what it was. It's like we walk into a room and we're just like, why did I come in here, right? I feel this is a carryover from a past life. That we're born into this world and we're thinking, there's a reason why I came here. And these particular details, your particular circumstances right now, the color of your house, the street you live on, and what you eat for breakfast, that sort of thing. There's a reason why I'm here now, and I can't remember what it was, And I feel like that is in some way why we had this Knight of Swords, and why most of us, and I think you at a particular time, just said, I don't know, it'll come to me later. And we walk out, we start doing other stuff, and it's no big deal. And I think now you're realizing why you came into this room, why you're born in this particular set of circumstances in your life. Okay? And so we're understanding now what it is that we've been trying to fulfill. We're trying to get that 10 of Cups life, and whatever those details may or may not be, they don't really matter, at least in terms of the reading. But the sun is illuminating what's coming in the future, all right? And I want to make sure that I'm going back to this subject again because I don't feel that it is all that clear. With the 7 of Pentacles and the Sun card, the illumination of past, present, and future, it's sort of it maybe it's sort of a flash forward of your life. Now you can see different details, and it may be the color of the house or whatever, but it's not so much the color of the house, but it's the fact that you have the house you want. Does that make sense? That you are satisfied with what you're doing, that you're fulfilled in life. And maybe you are getting a vision like, oh wow, I'm going to live in, like Southern California, or wow, I'm going to be over in Spain or something. And I'm going to have, some land and a couple of chickens and a yellow house, right, with pink trim. It may be the realization or the perception of those details, but those details aren't what matter. You're not happy because your house is pink, right? You're happy because it was your dream. Your dream has come true, that you feel fulfilled and satisfied. And I don't think that you're dreaming in a future day, at some point in the future, whether it's this life or the next life, I'm supposed to have a pink house with yellow trim in a field with some chickens. I don't think that's it. I think that we know that we're supposed to live a satisfied, meaningful, happy, fulfilled life, that there's a purpose for you being here, that you're meant to do things, good things, that you have a mission. But the details of that aren't what really satisfy. I hope that makes sense. It's not something that's easy to really, even for me to articulate. Okay? It's not in the color of the house, but the fact that you have the house and the family and the yard and the life. Okay? And I don't know if we're talking about a house or not. It feels like you have a particular role, I guess, a particular role to play in your life right now. Okay? And I don't know what that role is. Let's keep going, and maybe it will reveal itself, but I don't know. And I think it's not showing itself to me because obviously I'm not talking to just one person. I know sometimes it feels that way. It feels that way to me. So I can't see what role you are meant to have here. But I do know that you're meant to fulfill a certain destiny. And I think it is something that we sort of entered into this life, and it's just like, wait, why am I here again? Oh yeah, you're supposed to be, a guide or a teacher or a helper, a healer. You're supposed to be a way shower or an artist, or you're supposed to be a caretaker of the land, or to preserve something, or a lot of these different things. But I do see you in that house with those chickens. Okay, so I don't know what you're doing in that scenario. But I feel like that revelation is coming to you. Yeah. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything, but it really does support the channel. And I also have another channel, Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories. I do 1 or 2 readings a week over there, the bedtime stories, so go check that out if you're interested. Over here we got general energy. We've got a lot of Cancer energy. These 2 cards are very Cancerian cards. I feel like Cancer is a very important sign for you. I don't know if you have a strong Cancer placement or if somebody very close to you is a Cancer person. Okay? I almost feel like you're meant to connect with someone who's a Cancer. And I don't know if it's romantically or professionally or whatever it is, but part of your divine mission involves a Cancer person. Okay? Now, you've got this future energy, the Knight of Cups, always looking at the future, looking at the ideal, ultimate sort of outcome emotionally. You're looking at the dream come true life. Okay? We think of the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is going to look different for everybody. For some people, it's going to be 10. Some people, it's going to be 100 of Cups, right? I don't think that there's any limit to this. I think that we're looking at this future, living this dream. It's an ongoing process, right? And our satisfaction and our growth and our bliss and our dream come true, it has no boundaries, okay? But the Knight of Cups is looking at that future and I think realizing what kind of, realizing that you are destined to be fulfilled in that way. And I feel like what we really mean here is that this is the cycle, this is the lifetime where you're meant to fulfill this particular mission or purpose in your path. Okay? And it feels like it's a carryover from a past life or maybe many past lives. I feel like this is the cycle. We're going around this merry-go-round. This is the one where you accomplish this thing. And now what the next life is going to be, I think you're getting that sort of revelation too, or maybe not. Maybe that's part of this too, is that you can see that you're meant to fulfill this destiny now. But what's coming after that maybe is still dim. Okay? The Chariot card in the environment is your definite ability to withstand the hardships of this. And it's kind of like we're taking on this mission. We know it's going to be rough. We know it's going to take us into a lot of, emotional territory. We're trying to repair these cups. We're trying to remember why we're here. Okay? And we're trying to make progress toward that Ten of Cups. That's where the Chariot's going. The Chariot's driving toward the Ten of Cups. The Knight of Cups can see the vision, can see the goal in the distance, and the Chariot is charging toward it. Okay? Taking this enlightenment, not forgetting who you are, not forgetting why you're here. Okay? Your sense of divine purpose, your mission, the reason why you were born into this life is being revealed to you. You are remembering it. You're putting the pieces together, right? That you finally can see the puzzle and you can say, okay, yeah, that's what it was. That's why I came into this room. The difficulty or the obstacle is going to be, this Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is also looking at the past. And I think there is a deep longing in the Queen of Cups. There is a lot of emotional history. If we're looking at the past, it's sort of like the further down we go, the further into the past we look. Does that make sense? It's kind of like you're excavating, right? Further down you dig, it's, different dynasties of the earth or whatever. And I think that you're sort of peeling back the layers of your own emotion to really get to the source, to really find out what that Ten of Cups is. Everybody's Ten of Cups looks different, just like the Ten of Pentacles, right? My Ten of Cups different than your Ten of Cups. What satisfies me and fulfills me in life or makes me feel that my life is meaningful, fulfilling, purpose-driven, is different than what's going to do it for you, okay? So we're peeling back the layers of our own desires. And there's a lot of levels here. There's the surface tension of the water, which is very reflective. It's sort of just desiring what the rest of the world desires. That I'm just reflecting back to the world whatever it's sending me, and that's just the very, very surface of things. We go a little bit beneath the surface. We're in the shallow end of the pool. Those are our immediate desires. My stomach's growling, I need to have lunch now, I want things and I don't want to wait for them. I want pleasures and satisfactions and gratifications that happen now in this life, preferably today, And then we go a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. We start getting into sort of into that past life energy, where we're seeing something that has been a trend, a deep, deep longing or desire that's been there for a long, long time. Certainly your entire life here, now, but I think a lifetime before and maybe before that, something unfulfilled. And we're getting down to the bottom of this. We got to swim deep down into our past, into our unconscious, into our true feelings. This is the card of radical emotional honesty, emotional transparency, radical self-love, and self-acceptance. Okay? And I think that there are other people around you that are going to be looking at you with an eyebrow raised, because you're coming to realize a fundamental truth about yourself, your true self, your spiritual self, that may be quite different than where you are used to swimming. Usually you just like sort of wading around in the shallow end of the pool. You're diving all the way down to the bottom, and you're coming back with something that is unlike anything that you've ever seen before, but there's something in you that knows it's the right thing. Okay? And I think what we see now with the Seven of Cups is that this isn't you driving into a swamp. I think this is the idea of you getting unstuck. We're going from an 8 to a 7. We're making progress now. This is a swamp. This is a quicksand into which that we have been just almost consumed. That we've been stuck in here for a while. The 7 is a confidence. The 7 is another one of these active numbers. It's an odd number. It's a function. This is a state of things. This is a state of dissatisfaction, a state of angst. This existential, angst that we feel from past lives, right? It's just something we're kind of born with. This is now making progress. Now we're starting to figure out how to get the chariot out of the mud. And I like that. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm still thinking Tower, but now I don't know. Now I'm not really feeling the Tower so much. I'm almost thinking the Death card. Yeah, it'd be your power card. It would be really a card that does talk about many lifetimes, the slow, steady development, the slow, steady course of time. And maybe this is about us recognizing what path we're on and bringing about a Tower event. I'm thinking either Tower or the Death card. Let's see what we have. Page of Wands. Well, I think this is good. Because you see, we don't have any fire energy here. So it's like we don't have any action. We don't have any activity. The chariot's not moving. This is in our past. This one's looking at the past, right? This is a state of things. The Seven of Pentacles is maybe, a future sort of state. It's maybe future activity. And the Seven of Cups here, this is what we want. We've got to get unstuck. We've got to get out of this mud. This may be realizing why we're here, why we chose to be born in this life, in these circumstances, what we're supposed to fulfill or accomplish or discover or achieve or whatever it is. The Page of Wands might be that first spark of energy, first spark of fire that's going to get the chariot. We're starting to play with the gas pedal on the chariot a little bit, and we're starting to sort of kick up a little bit of mud. Yeah, and things might get more emotional in your life in terms of your relationships with other people. some emotions might get, some of the mud might get sort of splattered around when you're trying to get the chariot out of the mud. You ever have that happen? Mud just flies, sprays everywhere. It's sort of inevitable. It's going to be a little bit emotional. As soon as you start putting some effort, a little bit of fire here, as soon as you start putting in effort to get yourself out of this mud and follow this mission of your life, as soon as you start trying to get out of the mud, there's going to be a reaction from others. Okay? It's going to stir up some stuff. Okay? You got to be ready for that. We're getting ready for an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Scorpio are on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.